Hey everyone, Dan at Bushcraft. Ever been out hiking in the wilderness or hunting, fishing, exploring, whatever, and wanted a hot meal, but just didn't feel like cooking? Maybe you didn't want to do dishes afterwards. That's me sometimes. Or you didn't feel like just going through the whole setup. Well, I've been out here hiking up this stream, and I got a little fire going back where I'm going to have lunch. And I'm going to have a hot lunch without cooking. So let me show you guys what I got going on. First, we'll take the little hike. So I'm in an area that I've never been in before. And when you're exploring new areas, one of the easiest things to do is follow a stream. You can follow a stream up the hill or down the hill, whichever you choose. And as long as you keep that in eyesight, you're good. You just come back down. Oh, I followed that stream up into an area. But before I went on my hike, I got a little fire going up over here. And I got my pack hanging on a tree. I just took my basic necessities with me after I got up here a ways, hung my pack up. Just found a place I'd like to have lunch. And so I'm back at camp, so let me show you what we're doing, guys. All right, I got my pack hung up on the side of a tree here. And I just want to rest and hang out in front of the fire and enjoy the scenery for a while. I don't feel like cooking. I don't want to do dishes. Not today. Some days you just don't want to. So, extra 2 pounds of weight walking up here. But good old Stanley wide mouth thermos or food jar. And I cooked up some hot beef and vegetable soup this morning. I'm gonna believe that even hiking out here in this cold, as insulated as this is, I'm still gonna have a steaming hot lunch. And get my spork out. And we'll sit down here and we'll open it up, and this is gonna be good. All right, I got my little fire going right here beside the camera. So I'm gonna get warm from the fire. I'm gonna lean up against this tree, move my pack over, lean up against this tree shortly and just relax and see if anything's out and about. I saw some tracks, so I know something's been moving up here. We've had a warming spell. It's been getting up around 40. So that's what caused that little stream. There's little streams like that everywhere out here right now because the snow's been melting. And so it's given me a lot of opportunities to just follow some of these streams up into some of the higher country and see where they start out at and explore new country. But I got my Stanley. And, oh, can you see? Look at that. Still steaming hot. What an easy way to have a hot lunch. No dishes till I get home. Didn't need to build anything to cook over the fire. No food prep. I'm just gonna sit back, relax. Oh yeah, get some of that potatoes and beef in there. Nice. All right. Cap that off so it stays hot. Let's see how hot this is. Got my spork. All right. That's almost too hot. In fact, I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. Wow. Well, that's what I was hoping for. I was thinking, whatever you're taking, soup, chili, stew, get it really, really hot first thing in the morning. Put boiling water in your Stanley first. Cap it, let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes. Then while you're cooking up your soup or whatever, empty out your boiling water, pour that in, seal it up, throw it in my pack. Again, 2 extra pounds, but I weighed, what do I want to do today? Do I want to build a little bushcraft camp and do some cooking and maybe make a cooking crane and stuff? I do that most of the time. today, no, I just want to hike and explore, but at some point I'm going to want to kick back under a tree, listen and watch for wildlife after I quiet down for a while. But I want to have a hot lunch out here in the cold. I don't just want to eat a cold sandwich or something. So good old Stanley. Another thing about these Stanley thermoses, these are handy to have on in like a bug out kit or your survival kit, because it allows you to carry a hot meal anywhere. It allows you to keep hot water, maybe so when you come back to camp you don't have to heat water. You can have hot water in here right away to have cocoa or coffee or whatever, or maybe some hot water for washing your face and hands, a hot meal. Another thing, if you've got a camp out here set up and you cook a big pot of stew, enough to last, you know, all through lunch and dinner, maybe you sit in camp and you have a big meal and then you fill up your thermos and you take off and you have the rest later on in the day. Or fill up your thermos and leave it at camp, and when you get back, have that hot meal. So I just want to share that with you guys. Most of us bushcrafters probably spend a lot of time out here doing our own cooking, building, you know, different types of tripods and cooking cranes and cooking on hot rocks and things. But sometimes you just want to enjoy the simpler things of life. And for the public, that might be a microwave. For us, it's Stanley Thermos in the woods. Nice. All right, guys, I'm going to enjoy my fire. I'm going to enjoy the beautiful scenery. And I think if I quiet down for a while, because the sun's coming out really nice, the birds will start moving around, some jays and things. So I'm going to enjoy myself. But again, I just wanted to share this with you because, you know, it's one of those, why didn't I think of that thing? It's so simple, so easy. Throw a thermos with a hot meal in it in my pack, and I can have a hot meal on the go, and I don't have to build anything if I just don't feel like it on that particular day. Also in your vehicle, when you're taking a trip, and you know that you might want to stop somewhere and have a hot meal and not pay current prices at the diners. Beautiful, guys. I'll show you my view here. So that little stream's right down there in front of me. I got a whole hillside, and like I said, I saw some tracks earlier, so thinking if I just hang out up here under this tree, I might see something, or at least hear the birds coming alive. Dan at Ochco Bushcraft. If you take your Stanley thermos out and have a meal, I'd like to hear about it, hear what you had. Take care, everyone.